It's Lath Redeemed. I'm bringing you another video on DH Games' spectacular Infinite Magicraid. In our video yesterday, we talked a little bit about the most efficient way to farm up heroes that we can use to increase the crafting level of each of our heroes. So if we go into the world map, we ran a number of tests on different difficulties, and we came up with it's really hard to beat for farming heroes in campaign. It's really hard to beat just Sword Harbor Stage 1. It is cheap. It can only generate 1-star heroes for you, but it generates them a lot. And it ends up costing just a little over 6 stamina per hero. So today we're going to talk a little bit about a way to more directly get the eggs that you need, and that's going to be the Dragon Cliff. So Dragon Cliff is a dungeon where you farm out each level. So let's say, for example, stage 1, and there's 10 total. Stage 1, if you clear it 10 times, you'll get 1 3-star dragon egg that you can use in place of a 3-star hero for fodder, for raising the overall level on your heroes, so that you can end up with ascended heroes, presumably and hopefully up to 5 stars. So when you start, the cost is as low as it's going to get for this stage. It costs 20 stamina per battle, but you're going to need 10 of them, so you're going to need 200. Then notice as you go down, in stage 2, you need fewer to get the egg, and they cost a little bit more. But the net is each level gets cheaper than the one before through 3 stars, and then once you get to stage 6, you switch to a 4-star egg, and it costs more both in terms of number of runs that you're going to need, whereas this takes 20, as well as the stamina cost per run. But remember, it takes 6 of these 3-star eggs to make 1 4-star egg. So the overall cost is as cheap as it's going to get. And then stage 10 is the cheapest of all of the options, where you can see that it costs a total of 600 stamina to get 1 4-star egg. And this other chart to the right here talks a little bit about how many 4-star eggs you're going to require and how much stamina if you run at stage 10. So to get 1 5-star hero, you're going to need to get 1 5-star hero, you're going to need 6 4-star eggs. That's going to cost you 3,600 stamina. If you want to ascend a 5-star hero, you're going to need 12 4-star eggs, because it's 6 4-star eggs per 5-star hero, and you need 2 5-star heroes in order to ascend. It goes up from there. So for an ascended level 5, you need a total of 30 eggs to go from 4 to 5. So each of these levels builds on each other. So a 5-star to ascended 1, need 12 more eggs. Ascended 1 to ascended 2, need 18 more eggs, and so forth. So by the time you're all done, you will have needed 114 4-star eggs. If you want to know how many 3-star eggs you need, just multiply that by 6, and that's 684, I think, if my math in my head is correct. But you need a total of 68,400 stamina. So if you're ever wondering what to do with that excess stamina sitting in your stamina field, spend it on Dragon Cliff if you don't have anything better to do with it. It also gives you a sense of the total value of these sort of high-end eggs. A 3-star and a 4-star, I think sometimes we undervalue a little bit, and a 5-star egg, of course, is even more valuable still. So when you're in events or other parts of the game where you can achieve 3, 4, or 5-star eggs as a reward, it's almost always going to be worth your while to go for that. So I want to talk a little bit about, with that out of the way, how do you want to focus your own play? Well, obviously, you certainly got a lot of things that you want to accomplish in the game. You want to be leveling up through campaign. You want to be, getting your marks up. You want to be, going through Tower of Mark. You want to be hitting the Space Temple. You want to be farming some loot in the dragon ruins here. As well as the emblems, of course, you want to be going at. You want to be farming out the guild boss. But I think sometimes maybe we undervalue building our teams around the idea of getting these dragon eggs. The more cheaply and with the fewer runs you can get these eggs, the better an engine you are building in order to get more powerful heroes. So I would recommend, if you're not focusing on, hey, what kind of team do I need for Dragoncliff, that you spend a little bit of time thinking about this. And in the background, there's kind of been a couple of videos showing Dragoncliff. If you ever played, Raid Shadow Legends, it's probably going to remind you a little bit of the Spider, in that you have one boss, and then you have lots of, sort of trash mobs, guards that you have to kill, and those guards continually respawn. They poison your characters when they hit. So it's sort of a battle of attrition, and you find that a lot of your DPS goes to keeping the dragon guards under control, or else your patrol is going to that. So it can be difficult to put a lot of damage down, especially in auto mode, on the boss of Dragoncliff. So one approach, and there's multiple. One approach for new players is, if you've got heroes that are capable of AE damage, have an AE on their active skill. Even better if they have an AE on their active skill and their ultimate skill, and they are on reasonably quick cooldowns. Then you're more likely to be able to sort of keep that trash under control, so that some of your DPS is always being applied to the dragon. The dragon doesn't really regen, so that's really the name of the game: is can you keep applying consistent damage before you get killed by all the dragon guards. So that is the basics, for this event. It's also the basics for where you're going to get the most bang for your stamina buck in terms of getting eggs that you need to level up. And I think, it should give you some indication of the relative values of each of the types of heroes. So, again, I'm Vlad the Redeemed. If you enjoyed the content and find it useful, please give me a like. It helps others find the content. If you're interested in further analysis that I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button so that content shows up in your feed. Thank you, and have a good evening.